Oh, hi there. Hello. It's me again, Inder Raj Ahluwalia, travel writer and author, whatever that's supposed to mean. I was wondering if you heard that expression, seeing is believing. Well, let me tell you, seeing is believing. Now, let me bring you up to speed. There's this place called Nivriti Homestays. It's actually in Uttarakhand. And for the last 2 months, I'd been literally bombarded with WhatsApp messages and Facebook, which was promoting this homestay. And I reached a point when I said, hey guys, what's going on? So, being a good-hearted and a fair-minded person, I thought, let me walk the talk. And to make a long story short, I landed up here. I'm here now in Nivriti Summit View, as it's called. And boy, the views are actually very, very good. Now, why did I come here? Well, partly it's my job. That's what I do. My whole life revolves around travel. Partly to see if the product matched all the hype. And partly, I guess, because I just like the good life. And there are some things I do exceptionally well in life. One of them is eating. The other is drinking. The third is nodding my head very wisely when I'm not contributing anything. But having said all that, I take my travel writing very seriously. So I took the effort of coming all the way from Delhi. And I must start off by saying that, I had a lot of trepidation about the journey. You know how it is when you come by road, etc. But I was pleasantly surprised that the roads have improved. The highway, actually, the expressway we were on for a period of time was world class. And the kind of lunch break I had on the way was very nice, very pleasant. We were sitting literally within kissing distance of Corbett National Park. And when I arrived here, being evening, I couldn't really get a sense of things. But today was another story. Today I have the day to myself here. And I got a chance to actually explore the premises. And it's actually a beautiful place because what the owner has done, he split it into two disparate and separate units. So one is what he calls the villa, and the other is what he calls the cottage. So let me elaborate. The villa has 3 rooms, 3 guest rooms. This wonderful lounge cum drawing room where I'm seated currently with a giant television screen which is keeping me company. And the cottage also has 3 bedrooms, and they are about 50 meters from each other. I don't know how they manage their guests when it rains heavily, one from the other, but otherwise it's beautiful. And today, I wanted to find out how a product manipulates, or should we say, maximizes the utility factor of its location. So I set about and I started exploring, and I ended up all the way up to Ranikhet, which is about a little less than 2 hours drive. And I even went beyond to this little, I would call it a hamlet called Machkali, which is now becoming very famous. And I had a lunch over there. They didn't have a bar license, by the way. Just thought I'll warn you. But it was a nice restaurant, and we had the place to ourselves. So having spent the day sort of doing a recce around, I began to understand some of the hype and why the owner was so keen for people to know about his property. Now you see, Ranikhet is less than 2 hours drive in one direction. Ramnagar is more or less the same in another direction. Kashipur is also just a little beyond that. And then, because I've been to Bhimtal and Ranikhet earlier, I can sort of hazard a guess that from here, Bhimtal would be 2.5 hours. So that gives you a sort of a circle. So if you're sitting where I am sitting right now, many places in Uttarakhand are within arm's reach. So that is one USP. The other USP which I experience, I told you I'm an expert at eating food, is that, they serve up food which is the kind of food that you would ask your own mother to make for you. So there's some Pahari cuisine, there's some continental food, there's everything. But the couple of days I've spent here make me forget that it's a homestay. I can't imagine it's a homestay because I keep thinking it's a home. So that's the atmosphere created. And that is why what was meant to be a very short trip has now become a 2-3 day trip because I feel at home. Now, having said that, let me tell you, Uttarakhand has, I think, more than 200-300 homestays. Some of them are premium quality, some are modest affairs. And when I asked the owner in Delhi, what's so special about your place, he said, well, why don't you just go and find out? So I'm doing exactly that. And like most of the things I've done in my life, it doesn't appear like work. It appears like an extended holiday. So here I am enjoying myself. It's beautiful. The sun is about to set. As I said, today I went exploring. I saw maybe 1/10 of Uttarakhand, in that trip of 100 kilometers up and down that we made. And that is when I realized that when you get a good location, that's a huge plus, provided you know how to use it. So now, if you come here as a guest, I can assure you one thing, you will be impressed by the fact that in the morning, you can go to half a dozen places, including Corbett National Park, and be back in the evening at tea time, which is what I did today. And actually that tea tasted very good. When you're a bit tired, that tea is wonderful, party style with some ginger. And this room that I'm seated in, I can see that when you come here as a guest, you will spend at least 50% of your time in this room. And you can see how beautifully it's appointed. It's a bit like a home. It doesn't look like a homestay or a hotel. So it's nice. It's a good experience. I'm actually now looking forward to an evening aperitif, if you see what I mean, and some dinner. But this is what life is all about. And I'm now going to befriend the gentleman who owns it because I'm hoping, he's going to invite me again one day. But just kidding. But seriously speaking, it's good to know that there are places like Nivriti 5-6 hours from where you live in Delhi. Most people don't know that. And there's so much crowding on the internet. There's so much digital traffic that some people I know don't even watch a single thing. They just delete. I feel like doing the same thing. But having come here, one thing is for sure, I'm not going to delete the future messages. And that's what I said, seeing is believing. So I would say, if you are at a loose end, or if you're looking to celebrate something with your significant other, or you have a birthday in your family, there are, of course, some places around, but I would definitely recommend Nivriti Summit Bureau. This is me, Inder Raj Ahluwalia, your best friend, signing off now. Well, back to my tea. Cheers.